In 3 drafts, Houston now has a top 5 roster from a bottom 3 roster. They just added a star edge, a star running back, and a star wide receiver in free agency. He has made almost no mistakes, Nick Casario.
We officially have an NFL quarterback, helmet on person, walking onto a football field with team for training camp. CJ Stroud, Houston Texans, on field practicing. We are officially on the road to Lombardi.
Howdy and welcome on in Houston Texans fan base. We have a video for you guys today, a good one, good conversation. A lot of questions have been answered, I guess, in my book. One in particular regarding a receiver that you guys just acquired. You know who I'm talking about, but there are some legitimate quotes from some powerful people in the organization that really changed my perspective on this guy joining the team. And then there is a starting safety for you guys that is, trying out other positions, trying out some new positions within the defense. And what it does, it beautifully sets up the way the secondary is going to be maturing and growing. We'll get into that. And then lastly, we got to talk about a guy that's been in the building that has been shining bright on offense, okay? We're gonna start there, okay? So Texans training camp news. This is day 4. Currently, we're at day 4 of the training camp. John Mechie. This is kind of news we've been waiting for on X amount of years. You know, John Mechie, who is a possession type receiver, has a little bit of jets to him, but ever since he came out of Alabama, we have been waiting on a, may I say, Nico Collins type of expectation, type of come out party, or even a Tank Dell impact within the offense. Of course, he's dealt with injuries since his young career has then started, but we still need some highlights. And so I need to know from this Texans fan base that I'm speaking to right now, you currently have Stefon Diggs, currently have Tank Dell and Nico Collins, and then this receiving core. Who's still hanging on the ledge for John Mechie to grow into something, to shine brighter and make some serious impact? Are you guys done with the John Mechie experiment? Are you guys over the John Mechie hype, how it comes on and then it goes off? I just want to know if this is a guy that I need to keeping on tabs, because I know the name, I know the potential, and I knew of the expectations, but have the expectations changed since acquiring star talent in Stefon Diggs? That's the kind of thing that kind of makes me scratch my head and say, well, they wouldn't have gone out and got Stefon Diggs if John Mechie was performing the way he needed to. But that doesn't say anything on the unfortunate outcome, Tank Dell being the smaller receiver. We saw what happened in his rookie season. Stefon Diggs, he is also on the smaller side, and this is still the NFL, and he's getting older. We might see John Mechie take in one of these important roles within the offense if the injuries within the receiver department do stack up. And so we'll get our answers, but like I said, I want to know from the Texans fan base perspective, are these chips in John Mechie, are these chips that you're still hoping and wishing to cash out on? Second thing I want to talk about is there is a starter on your defense that is playing a position that he used to play. And given the fact that he used to play the star defender, so the nickel corner position, it kind of gives way on a rookie defender that we thought was going to be playing this position. So Jalen Petrie is taking snaps at his former position, the nickel spot. So that nickel star defender is the position where he is taking reps. What does this mean, Miles? Why are you bringing this up? Why is this important? Well, I'm bringing it up, and it's important because I thought that was going to be Kamari Lassiter's spot, 100% full send. Everything that he did in college at Georgia, going back to everything that he kind of looks fitted-wise, physically, he looks like a nickel defender. But on the offhand of everything, why, if that's so true, Miles, if it's so true that Kamari Lassiter has the body, of a nickel-type corner, that he played it in college, then why is he taking reps opposite of Derek Stingley Jr. on the boundary? Why is this Georgia standout taking reps opposite of Derek Stingley Jr. on the boundary? And I believe, and guys, I do a lot of these videos, I believe it was Steven Nelson, who was that starting corner last year. And it looks like, even more so, Kamari Lassiter has a legitimate shot to be that guy. Now, the second round pick, Kamari Lassiter, was expected to compete with veteran Desmond King for the first team reps when he was drafted. But for whatever reason, like I said, Derek Stingley Jr., Kamari Lassiter could be your starting corners going into the season. And what does that mean for Desmond King? Well, it looks like he's going to have to possibly push on over, get to the side, because that is what is going to be giving Jalen Petrie the opportunity to shine in that star defender spot. And so this defense, it's taking a lot of different forms on how it should be used. It looks like they're trying everything. They're looking at the skill sets of these guys and saying, he could do this much better. He could be something here. Let's do all the changes in training camp so we're in week 8, we're not scrambling, we're not scratching our head because of a serious injury, and then we have no idea what's about to happen. I love this. This shows growth within the young head coaching career of DeMeco Ryans. You know, this is exactly what this is. This is maturation. Then defensive coordinator Matt Burke, this is also showing that, hey, I can put multiple guys in multiple positions to be successful because I believe in the scheme that much. I believe in the defense that much. And so there's a lot of great, fantastic quotes. And this is a quote from your defensive coordinator. Quote, there's a lot of guys we're cross-training. He's doing a great job, end quote. And that is, of course, Jalen Petrie in that star position. And it looks like he's had a strong start so far. And, of course, there's no pads, there's no thudding, so everyone's going to look like a superstar. But at the end of the day, that's what you want to hear defensive-wise. Now, Texans offensive coordinator Bobby Slovic. On receiver, Stephon Diggs. There's a quote that I am about to tell all of you boys, but first, I need to talk about Stephon Diggs. This is his third team from once leaving the Minnesota Vikings. If you don't remember, it was a little bit messy. It was a little bit chaotic. It was cleaned up very well, then being traded to the Buffalo Bills. And you guys saw in that playoff game against the Cincinnati Bengals, he's yelling at Josh Allen, being very diva-ish. I mean, Diggs is a guy that wants to win a lot. He's a competitor. I don't shame people for their emotions, but we just have to say it is what it is. It is what it is. Now, there is a quarterback upgrade to a lot of people out there by saying Stephon Diggs leaving Buffalo and then going to Houston. There could be a different style of quarterback that can best suit for Stephon Diggs. But what I believe at the end of the day is the simple fact that Stephon, everything really lies on this guy. To not be a nuisance, to not be a diva, to where when things aren't going his way, no one knows about it. No one knows about it. Maybe he talks to CJ, maybe he talks to Tank, but one thing I do not want for this young, impressive, highly capable of championship young core of a team is there to be a virus. And let's say Stephon and Tank are really vibing. They have a really good connection because it's a little bro, big bro type of ordeal. Let's say CJ starts off a little bit slower than he did last year. Who knows what could be rambling in the ear of Tank Dell. Now, once again, this is all speculative, for me at least. You know, we don't know any of these guys. We're all looking through them through a screen of some sorts. Bobby Slovic, though, gave me some peace. Bobby Slovic's quote gave me some peace. And the only way you can really say something like this is if it's true, if it's real, and or you understand very clearly a player's personality or a player's perspective, a player's narrative around the league. And Bobby Slovic comes out and says, he's one of us. He's one of us. And that's kind of all I needed to see. Because those are, man words. That's a handshake. That's a gentleman's agreement of words. He's one of us. We all know what the Texans can be, what the Texans can do, and what the Texans have at their disposal on having a very, very hyped preseason, a very hyped training camp. I mean, the camera's going to be on you guys every single week. The media is going to be talking about you guys every single week. I hope y'all know. And for all of that to be considered and to take the star wide receiver who just got there, hasn't even played for you guys yet, and to accept him and to have conversations with him, and for the verdict to be said as he's one of us, it spews out good culture, it spews out good environment, good players, and hopefully it means that we're on the same page of what we want and what we got to do. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I need to know. And once again, John Mechie, what do you think about Jalen Petrie? And then he's one of us with Stephon Diggs. Like, comment, and subscribe.